Hi everyone! Happy Friday! Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and UPS just stopped by with a new release from Diamond Art Club coming out this weekend. So I wanted to hop on and share a sneak peek with you guys so you can decide if this is going to be on your shopping list for the weekend. This week I have this kit called Lucky Cat Cyberpunk by Jeremiah Ketner. I've done one or two of his cats before, like his Lucky Cats, and this style with the lo-fi cyberpunk vibes is really, really interesting. And I bet there's going to be some really cool special drills in here. So we're going to take a look at this kit in lots of detail. So if you are newer to Diamond Art Club, hopefully this will give you a good sense for like what they have to offer, what their kit features are, all that good stuff. This kit, along with the other new releases, is coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day or Singles Awareness Day, whichever you are celebrating. And the release time is 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. That is the general release time. If you are in the Diamond or Ruby tier of the rewards program, you do get a half an hour early access window starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So either way, any must-haves for you, set your alarms. Okay, let's talk about this kit. Size-wise, it is a good size. This is kind of, I feel like, a good standard size. It's 50-ish by 70-ish, 55.8 by 78.7 centimeters, or 22 by 31 inches. This one's going to have square drills, which in my experience, and from what I remember, most of Jeremiah Ketner's kits tend to come with round drills. So square drill lovers, Jeremiah Ketner fans, hopefully this is a nice combination for you then. We're going to have 59 colors, including one iridescent dust. I wonder if that's a typo. I bet it's just iridescent, or maybe they have a whole new diamond. We'll look. An iridescent and 5 fairy dust colors, and a total of 70,000-ish diamonds in this one. There's some info about how to diamond paint on the back if you are newer to the craft. I'll also have some how-tos and beginner videos linked in the description box of this video you can check out if you want some demos and stuff. Kit contents, we're going to go over all of that. They also put a sticker at the end. Oh, that's like a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger. You can make it out a little bit better than how these stickers were. Interesting. I'm not mad about it. Anyway, a sticker on the bottom, it just really helps with organization. That way you don't have to pull out your whole kit to look at the front to see what kit it is. You can just look at the end of the box if you have them all stacked like I do. Now, if you're brand new to Diamond Art Club and thinking of making your very first purchase, and if you'd like to save 20% off, I have a discount code you can use. It is just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. I am riding the struggle bus with this. That is for, like I said, first-time buyers specifically, and it is an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. No pressure at all, but thank you so much if you do. Let's open this up. Sometimes the plastic wrap gets a little funky, and I like to just open the plastic at the end and otherwise leave it on, especially because recently Diamond Art Club updated their boxes, and now this part with the artwork is a separate sleeve. And if I take all of the plastic off, that sleeve just wants to kind of fall off. And by leaving the plastic on like this, it kind of keeps it there in one spot. All right, let's take a look first at the toolkit. Diamond Art Club includes these toolkits with all of their diamond paintings, and I feel like they're a nice step up from kind of your run-of-the-mill diamond painting toolkit for sure. So first we have a twist and pick pen. It definitely has more to it than just a basic thin pink pen. It's a little bit more ergonomic. It also comes preloaded with a clear wax. You twist it, hence the name. It gets the wax coming out the end there. If you run out of everything that's been preloaded in there, they give you some extra. You twist this back the opposite direction and you can open it up to load more wax in there. They put a 4-placer in the end for multi-placing, and they also include a 7-placer if you want to swap that in instead. And you can also fit them, these also fit the metal multi-placers they sell on the website. You just want to make sure you get the ones that are push-in, not screw-in. They give you some of their classic pink heart wax as well, and some baggies you can store your leftover diamonds in. And then their trays are my favorite of their toolkit upgrades. These are a lot bigger than your run-of-the-mill diamond painting tray, pretty good size. I do a lot of multi-placing, so I really like a tray that lets me pour plenty of diamonds in and line them up. Comes with a removable stopper as well as a sliding lid, and they're also stackable if you want to like kit up into them, put the label at the end, you can stack them on top of each other with these little cutouts. So that is their toolkit. And then in this envelope is going to be some helpful stuff too. Let's see what our treasure quest card is going to be. Okay, this is a treasure quest card. This particular artwork looks really cool with that holographic effect. So these are a pretty collectible as well as part of a secondary rewards program. There's a redemption code here when you scratch this off, and each of the cards that you get with the kit is going to have a rank. Bronze is by far the most common, like this one. There's also silver, gold, and black, with black being the rarest. It's random which one you're going to get with your kit, so even though I got bronze with this kit, it is possible you'll get one of the other ranks of cards instead. Once you get various combinations of the different ranks of these cards, you can redeem them for things like gift cards or a custom diamond painting. And I have a video where I walk through that process as well. That'll be linked below if you are interested. And the inside of this envelope, there is some helpful info, instructions and stuff. I just mainly want to point out they have a VIP Facebook group, which you can join once you've made your very first purchase. And then they have a mobile app, which is handy for notifications and stuff if you want. And you also get 20% off your first app purchase. Here we have a set of sticker labels. There is the original artwork. It's really cute. And then we have our sticker labels. These are all ready to kit up and you're off to the races. And the DMC code is the kind of code that you see in the right-hand column. This comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Most diamond painting companies do use this color code system. Diamond Art Club puts their special drills at the end. So we have Z, those are going to be fairy dust. L is going to be our iridescent. And then 6000's range colors, which we have a few in here. Those are actually not DMC codes. Those are colors that Diamond Art Club created to help fill gaps in the DMC color code system. Since Diamond Art Club, since Diamond Art Club makes all their diamonds in-house, they're able to create those colors, and that just lets them match the original artwork that much more closely, especially for some color families that there are more limited options like purples, browns, I think blues too. It looks like we have some purples and pinks in this one. This background, my backdrop, fits perfectly for this kit this week. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, I love Jeremiah Ketner's color palettes. While this exact art style, the cyberpunk, isn't necessarily always my vibe, the color palette makes this really interesting to me and a lot more appealing for sure. I love the pretty purples and aquas, and his artwork also renders really well. It translates well from its original form to diamond painting form. Diamond Art Club does a great job with it. This is also big for a Jeremiah Ketner kit. A lot of his kits end up being on the smaller side, like 40 by 60 or even smaller. And so this is unique in a lot of ways. So Jeremiah Ketner fans, between the size and getting square drills, I feel like you're getting a little bit different experience than you usually do with his kits. Let's go through the features of this kit for those of you, like I said, that are newer to this company and aren't sure what they generally speaking have to offer. Don't mind my pet noises in the background. It's not only when I'm filming, so they're more active. Okay, canvas. I really do like Diamond Art Club's canvas a lot. It's generally just nice to diamond paint on. It lays flat well, it holds drills well. It's really soft on the back, which is, I don't know, nice. They've got scalloped and poked edges, so you're not gonna have to worry about fraying. We've also got, that's sticky poured glue and a thick plastic cover. They also have perforated sections. The lines tell you where the edges are, and if you want to work within these smaller sections, they're about 4 by 4 inches or 10 by 10 centimeters. Kind of gives you those designated areas to work within if you do like to do that with your diamond paintings. Legends at the top left, as well as you'll see another one at the bottom right. And then at the bottom left, we have a thumbnail, the title, the size again, and copyright. This piece, along with all the other kits that Diamond Art Club has, are legally licensed in terms of the artwork. What that means is that Jeremiah Ketner, probably via this licensing agency, has given permission for the use of this artwork by Diamond Art Club and is being compensated for it as well. And that, like I said, is the case with all of Diamond Art Club's kits. Here are their socials and another discount code, and also their kits come with a lifetime warranty. So as long as you're the original person that purchased the kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty, which includes things like if you were to run out of a drill color or run into any trouble with your kit. And taking a look up close, I always like to see how are we looking in terms of color blocking versus confetti. Jeremiah Ketner kits, from the ones I've worked on and the ones I've unboxed, they are more color blocking heavy, and this one looks like it's no exception. Lots of color blocking in a lot of areas. Color blocking is where you have sometimes really big blocks of the same color or symbol in a small area like you see here or over here. So grab your multi-placer. You're going to be zipping through those areas pretty quickly. The opposite of color blocking is confetti. We have just a few spots of it in some of these highly detailed areas like the signage, some of the text. But confetti is where you have more color changes in a small area and are going to be maybe doing more single placing and changing the color out in your tray more often. This is really, really, really more of a color blocking canvas for sure. I think that the reason it probably is the size that it is because of the text, would be my guess, that we have clarity when it comes to the various words and characters that are happening in this artwork. But otherwise, it really, really is a color blocking heavy canvas. It's going to go pretty quickly. Let me do a quick measurement. Speaking of the size of this one, I always like to check just for posterity. The symbol clarity and everything looks good on this one. About 78 and a bit. We're listed as 78.7. And then this way we're at almost 56 centimeters, and we're listed as 55.8. Okay, so we are true to size. Not surprising, but I do like to always double check. Let's talk about drill colors. Very typical Jeremiah Ketner color palette here. They do put a sticker on here that tells you what kit these go with, just in case you store them separate. Plastic noises. Okay, here are the colors. Blues and purples galore and a bit of pink too. So Diamond Art Club square drills are some of the best on the market in my personal opinion. I feel like they're very, very consistent in terms of size and shape. And that really matters when it comes to square drills because there's not any wiggle room on the canvas. Square drills sit up flush next to each other on all sides. So if there's issues with inconsistency in size or shape, or there's bits sticking off the side, there's not going to be space, and it's going to cause some of the drills to pop off the canvas and not lay flat. Here we have our first special drill. Sorry to kind of sidetrack there. We have 3 bags of this fairy dust color. So we have Z3608. It is this pretty pink fairy dust, and as always, this daytime natural light does not pull. There you can see the shimmer. The coating on these very well at all. It is a subtle shimmery effect. It gives a kind of a pearlescent sheen. It almost looks like someone brushed a fine glitter coating on the tops of these diamonds. So we have 3 good sized bags of this particular special drill. And once we get through all the colors, we'll go back through the canvas together and I'll point out where the different special drills go. Here we've got our next fairy dust color, which is a white color, Z3865 white fairy dust. It's kind of a classic special drill. You can't go wrong with this one. I'll just keep you zoomed in because I already see our next one is this really pretty pale mint, Z369, kind of a pale pastel green, really. Now, fairy dust diamonds have a subtle shimmer effect compared to, there's an iridescent one in this one, and that is by far going to be a lot more standout. Fairy dust, that is my favorite kind of special drill that Diamond Art Club has, though. I like the subtlety of it. It stands out from regular diamonds, but it's not like jumping up and smacking you in the face. It's just, it gives a little extra. Where's the end here? Here's our next fairy dust. We have Z3812. It's kind of a darker green. Almost dark, like almost an emerald green, but not quite that dark. And then here is our iridescent color. So L666. Iridescent diamonds are really unique. You don't actually see them in a ton of Diamond Art Club kits because they have such a distinct effect. They really only work in specific instances, in my opinion. These are basically crystal-like diamonds. Iridescent is just the name Diamond Art Club gives to their diamonds with this kind of crystal-like effect. The mirror backing is what goes flat on the canvas and helps with the reflectiveness of the diamonds. Then we have kind of that clear look to them. So we have this cherry red, L666. Very interested to see where that particular special drill will go. Like, I don't even remember there being much red in this canvas at all, except for, well, it must be just in those couple of spots because there wasn't very much of it. We have one more strand. I think we have at least one more fairy dust color, if I'm counting correctly, but let's see. It's kind of a partial strand. It's not super long, so we'll see. There is one more fairy dust that I see. Yeah, this is the last one. Z744. We have a really pale yellow fairy dust color here. So almost all of our special drills are for lighter colors. We just had that kind of red iridescent that's going to pop, and then we had that kind of more emerald green fairy dust too. So let's go through this canvas together and see where our special drills are going to go. Just to give you a quick recap, we have our white fairy dust, our kind of emerald fairy dust color. We had the 3 bags of that. It was light purple, wasn't it? Oh no, light pink. This light pink fairy dust, pale yellow, pale pastel green, and then we had the red iridescent color. So let's start down here. These wires for one, that's going to be our pale pastel green fairy dust. So there's a good amount of it actually. It's these little accents here and here. It's a good part of this wire here up into the cat's paw and kind of this frame of the cat's paw. It's the green in the background of these signs. We'll get to more of that in a moment, as well as this patch on the cat's cheek, that green color, and then the green wires over here. The white that you see in this kit, there's not a pure white color in here that's not the white fairy dust. So any real white that you see is going to be white fairy dust. So the bunny here on the cat's collar is white fairy dust. The open letters over here, that's white fairy dust. This outline on this little robo kitty down here is white fairy dust, as are these little white accents here. And then that pink fairy dust color that we had a ton of, there's not really a lot in the cat's body except for there's an outline of it over here on the tail. There's a bit of it down here on this box and over on this corner of this box. It's also most of the background of this sign, most of that background color. Just checking real quick. Okay, the emerald green fairy dust, it's these 2 green lines back here, and it's also this green line right here and a little bit right in here. We'll keep going, there'll be more. We haven't seen, oh, in the center of this flower, that's the pale yellow fairy dust. We haven't had any of the iridescent yet, but we'll get there. I took a peek ahead and I see it is up towards the top. The heart in the center of the cat's eye right here is the pink fairy dust color. I'm checking to see if there's any more outlines of it that they snuck in here. Not that I see. Okay, so let's keep moving up. Now we have the pale pastel green fairy dust is the back of these round signs over here. The white stars, that's white fairy dust. The yellow in the cat's ear right here is the yellow fairy dust. The white that you see, the little accents here on the cat's head, that's white fairy dust. The lightning bolts is that emerald green fairy dust. There's an outline on each of the cat's ears actually. There's an outer outline, and then around the inner part of the ear, that's the pink fairy dust. So we have more of that color. A little bit of the pale green and the emerald green fairy dust over here. This wire is that pastel green fairy dust. The white that you see in the signage up here, this sign, and this sign, that's all white fairy dust. The background of this sign is the pink fairy dust. This cloud is just color blocked pink fairy dust, and parts of this sign are pink fairy dust as well. Oh, all of this is pink fairy dust in the background. This is yellow fairy dust. This star is, as are these yellow lights right here. And then finally, our red iridescent diamond is these bright red colors you see up here. 24, that bright red is red iridescent. The center of the cat's eyes and nose is red iridescent. The red at the top of this light, as well as the red in the lights up here. That is going to be our cherry red iridescent color that is going to pop, totally pop. The centers of this alien's eyes are white fairy dust. I almost said iridescent, no, white fairy dust. And then the last thing that I'm noticing is that kind of in next to this blue color of these symbols, there's a little bit of the pink fairy dust. Just give a little bit of extra glitter there too. I think that is it in terms of special drills. As always, disclaimer, it is entirely possible, and in fact, quite likely that I missed some special drills in this one, but I would just maybe consider it a happy surprise if you are working on this and come across some that are you weren't expecting. So that is an in-depth look at Lucky Cat Cyberpunk by Jeremiah Ketner and from Diamond Art Club. And this, along with the other new releases, are coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, February, I almost said completely wrong month, Saturday, February 14th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time for general release. I'll have some helpful links below if you would like to take a look, especially if you're newer to diamond painting or want to see some other videos I've done on various things from Diamond Art Club, like a demo of their pen, and look at their different special drills, how to order a custom with treasure quest cards, that sort of thing. Feel free to check that out. And also, I'd love to have you here as part of my community. If you wanted to subscribe, it's all diamond painting all the time here. I do unboxings and reviews, from a variety of different companies, as well as weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings, and other how-tos and tutorials. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this going to be on your shopping list for tomorrow, on your wish list for someday, or one you're just going to enjoy vicariously through others? Thanks again to Diamond Art Club for sending this over. Thank you to you guys for watching. Have a week and weekend that is as wonderful as you are. I will talk to you again soon. Bye guys.